you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they see me. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try to change, you can say no, free me. So he's been looking.
Oh yes, oh yes. Hello everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Geek Gauntlet podcast. I'm your host, Mr. William D. Morgan, and I truly have a cast of thousands with me tonight. We got the full crew here. I told everybody in chat, Cat Holler will be ready, and Cat Holler is here, so let me bring on up. Cat, what's going on with you tonight?
Not much, William. What's going on with you?
Chilling. Just having a little relaxing day. No kids and just chilling out. All right, let me go on
Living
to
the dream, man. Living the dream.
Living the dream. That's what it is. All right, let's go ahead and bring on the next person of the crew. Let me go to my man, Ando. Ando, what's up?
Yo. Well, what's up? It's that time of night again. The Geek Gauntlet podcast has arisen for all to watch and all to listen. And, you know, just because I have nothing else to do tonight, so I'm here.
Good to have you with us. Good to have you with us. All right, let's go ahead and bring in this man. Must feel like he's boxed in tonight because he has his two nemesis here. A nemesis, is that a word?
I think it's nemesis.
Nemesis.
Yeah. Nemesis. In the words of Anchorman, yes. Ron Burgundy, I believe it's nemesis.
Yes. He is here. Now, he says his hat is going to protect him from all harm. We'll see about that. Ambrose, what's up, man?
The chief abides.
He says the hat will protect him, so we'll see how that works. We'll see how that works out.
Yeah, Ando, why do you sound like you just got kicked out of a Boston bar?
You know, it's what happens when you leave your keys and have a judge, you know. Sorry, poor Boston accent. What can I say? I didn't know I was doing Boston today, so.
And just to let you guys know, you can always catch Cat and you can also catch Ambrose, Geek News Now. Always catch those guys over there doing various things. Let me bring the next person on. Let me bring in the other nemesis of Ambrose. Let me bring my girl Janae in. Janae, what's up?
How's it going?
What's up? We got Janae back. Yes, Lord, yes. Now y'all gotta promise me y'all won't geek up on it. Y'all won't, attack Ambrose too bad.
That I cannot promise.
I mean,
you had me on top of Ambrose. What can I say?
We just finished it.
I got Ambrose down for the 3 count right now, bro. That's...
All right. I'm not smart enough to stay down, Ando. You're gonna lose your money.
No, we can do this all night, bro. We'll do this all night. I'm Captain America.
All right.
I mean, I know I got Deadpool on and everything, but Captain America's here, man.
There you go. All right, let's go ahead and bring on our resident video game streamer. Let's bring Diamond on. Diamond, what's up?
What's up, everyone?
What up, Diamond?
What, Diamond? What's going on? What's going on? Next up, we bring on the newest member of the crew. He is the person over comics. Let me go ahead and bring my man Ty in. Ty, what's up?
How's it going? How's everyone's night going?
How you doing? How you doing, Ty?
I hear you talking about Captain America, and you didn't tell me. I would have grabbed my shield out of the closet.
Let's do it, man. You need the Captain America shield and the Red Ranger Power Ranger sword, and that's perfect assembly right there, man.
And I have all those. So
you do.
I always thought the perfect assembly when it comes to stuff like that was the JLA meets the Avengers. And I think it's the cover of the last issue of that series when Superman had the shield and Thor's hammer.
Oh, yeah. That would be amazing.
I always thought that was cool. Geeking Out Podcast, welcome. Thank you for being here with us, man. I see you. We appreciate you being here. Yes, cast of thousands. Yes, 2 more. We can play Hollywood Squares. And I didn't. And I hadn't even brought up the last person. The last person plans to show out.
No, it's the Brady Bunch.
If we're gonna do Hollywood Squares, Will, you got to be in the middle. That's how it works. The host is always in the middle.
Yes, I have to be in the middle.
Not Joan Rivers. Joan Rivers is always center square.
Can I?
Yeah, but that's Joan Rivers. There we go.
Hold on.
I can do that.
No. There you go. Yeah.
So my Gilbert Gottfried.
And last but certainly not least, this person playing to show out. He's been doing this with me for umpteenth years. He's my Yu-Gi-Oh brother. And let's bring my man Shaw in. Shaw, what's up?
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing today?
What up?
Doing good.
How you doing? All right. The first thing I want to do is go ahead. We're having a death battle series, and this is the second part of it. And the discussion for tonight will be Sentry versus Superman. And I know this might be a little bit on the weird side. That's why I'm glad Todd's there, because Superman's gotten some upgrades as of late. In certain instances, this fool can make a Susanoo in certain conditions.
But he hasn't gotten a frontal lobotomy.
I saw, what the hell, a Susanoo. I thought we were gonna see that in anime. This dude, well, apparently didn't Marvel do it too, Ty? With Black Panther?
Oh, I mean, at this point, who hasn't?
Look at Susanoo.
I haven't.
No.
Again, I got no superpowers. I'm that guy on Deadpool 2 who just shows up because he has nothing to do on a Friday night.
Get diabetes.
Yeah, you can't even remember what day it is.
I even got the mustache here. I got to shave the rest of it, but I got the mustache going.
There you go. And I wanted to have and let Kat talk about the results that she found on Instagram. What was the results for that battle, Kat?
All right, well, let me see here, because I sent that to you before we started. Let me see if anything has changed since I sent you that information. Bear with me just 1 second here. All right, no, we are still 80-20. 80% of the fans of Geek News Now are saying that Superman would win. 20% are saying that Sentry would win.
If you don't mind my asking, how many votes?
Total of 4. No, sorry, 5.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
So it's okay.
Still early.
So it's 4-1.
Yeah.
I think that's part of it, though. I think that people are more. Oh, I did one on Facebook, and Superman is winning that too. I'll get it up in just a second. But
last I saw, Will, it was 8-2 Superman over Sentry.
Yeah, and the thing that's kind of killing me a little bit, I think Sentry suffered from people really not knowing him like that.
Yeah, that was going to be my argument. Is not a whole lot of people, unless you dive deep into the comic books.
I was like, that's his origin, though. I mean, he does kind of make people forget who he is.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
and
true.
also, Will, we talked about this on the Sports Report the past Monday. Brandon, you were there. People generally tend to vote on generational things with things like this, and you're going to vote for Superman because that's what you grew up reading. Now, I'm looking at both of their powers, and in my opinion, there's no realistic way that Superman can beat Sentry.
That's why he got the Susanoo? Is that why he got that? Oh,
really
no,
good.
Superman can't beat the Sun Known guy. Let's give him more powers.
I'm thinking the real loser in the battle is planet Earth. Because if these two start duking it out, bad stuff's going to happen.
Well, the way I see it is Sentry is already mentally unstable.
Mm-hmm.
And his only weakness really is his wife. Whereas he can just wrap Superman in kryptonium chains and, slowly kill him. Superman's his weakness is his wife. So what's going to happen when Superman kills his wife as his weakness? What's he going to do you think that's going to have a great end result? No, that's your only card. So there's nothing you can really do.
Okay, but if we're going to, I'm just kind of spitballing here. In a situation like that, though, let's say and I'm just using Lex Luthor because I think it's the more popular villain than what Sentry's is. Let's say it's kind of a play on Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor's playing the two guys against the middle, right? So he's the one pulling the strings. In a situation like that, Sentry's wife, I believe, would be so, rescued, quote unquote, by Lois Lane. Lois Lane, I think, in a situation like that would play a big part. Up until that point, yeah, if those two start, swinging haymakers, Sioux City's not going to exist. They'll avoid Yakima altogether because they don't want to get involved in that stuff. The Space Needle will become the space symbol at that point. But no, I think all in all, if you did get a story or like a death battle where Bat and the Sun kind of pulls it together. I think in a situation like that, Lois Lane gets involved in some way, shape, or form to kind of bring Superman to his senses.
But here's the other side of that, though. Like you said, Lois Lane will bring Superman to his senses.
Mm-hmm.
Sentry, unlike Superman, doesn't care. If he has to cross that line, he will gladly cross that line, and he won't think twice.
Okay.
And that's living wife, dead wife. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, he'll only go more crazy if he has a dead wife.
If his wife is threatened, or he is put in that situation where he's like, all right, he has no problem taking off the glove. Where Superman, on the other hand, like I said, the only way Superman's winning that is if he gets a frontal lobotomy and suddenly goes to that same level. Now, I'm not saying that Superman doesn't have a body count. Like, I mean, I know that he has selectively killed. But Sentry is the kind of character that would indiscriminately kill.
I look at it this way. Imagine if, like, a Popeyes employee is Sentry, and and Superman is a Chick-fil-A employee, and they're fighting, and the Popeyes employee is like beating the crap out of the Chick-fil-A employee, and then the Chick-fil-A employee is like, I am so sorry you're displeased. Would you like to speak to my manager? I'm so sorry about that, sir.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
It'll be my
Popeyes.
Never eaten at Popeyes.
Wait, where's KFC in all of this? If we're gonna have the two together like that, like Omni-Man needs to be involved with this.
KFC is just trying to stay relevant.
Yeah, exactly. So Omni-Man's gonna come in and teabag everybody.
KFC is like the Green Lantern movie. They're like, guys, we're still here. Can we fight? No, KFC. Go to bed. It's your bedtime, KFC.
Go to bed, old man.
Where's the chicken pot pie at?
Rotisserie chicken, and maybe they have a chance.
Whoa, Janae.
Hold on now.
I'm sorry. Out of those three, between Chick-fil-A, KFC, and Popeyes, I'm going KFC all the way. I mean, between their mashed potatoes and gravy and their chicken pot pies when they have them available.
Nope.
Man.
Red beans and rice from Popeyes, man.
They do have the gravy at Popeyes.
Okay. For skin, you go Popeyes.
What?
For seasoned chicken, go KFC. And for chicken sandwiches, you go Chick-fil-A.
Okay, no. The only argument that I'm
Look at what I started.
We're changing this to the Food Gauntlet podcast. Now we're on the Food Gauntlet podcast.
Yeah.
Shit. But I want to go around the room real quick. And the first one I want to go to is Ty. Ty, what do you think? You the most here. Who do you think wins this fight and why?
So typically whenever I think of death battles, I always try to think of it as a situation where they're both people are meeting at their top peak physique. You know, this isn't like we're not meeting someone who just came out of a battle. We're not meeting someone who's not sure how their powers work. We're meeting them at top tier. And the other situation, whenever I'm comparing their powers, is typically I try to go, okay, these people have this power that crosses out. These people have this power that crosses out. And I keep going until you find one that doesn't match. And basically, like, you know, we were saying, Sentry, if you get to a certain point, his telekinetic powers, his reality-altering powers, those can really fuck up Superman, and that's going to be an issue there. The only situation, and this is a really rare window, and I would give it to DC for this, is technically, if you one of Sentry's powers is that of 1,000 suns. It makes this energy blast of 1,000 suns. Maybe I would see it in a situation where, like in the Avengers movie where Iron Man gets like charged up from Thor's hammer, I could see a situation where Sentry shoots Superman with 1,000 suns and he's basically just absorbing that same energy. Might just superpower, might just like overload him and make him strong enough to pack a punch, at least knock out Sentry. That's what's rare.
Sentry would be smart enough not to know Superman's powered by the sun, though. So I don't think he'd do that.
Well, and again, I'm going off of this situation that these two don't know each other. They landed in a room and they just told to fight.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So that's in a situation, you're right. When he knew that wouldn't happen. But again, in that situation, if he knew that, he would find a way to warp reality to make something that could assault Superman like kryptonite.
But correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't one of Sentry's powers he could read minds?
He's considered one of the Omega level. Like he would be considered an Omega level mutant.
So if he gets down into that room and they say fight it out, wouldn't the first thing he'd do be scan for weaknesses and strengths?
Yeah, but is the kryptonite going to be there, and is he going to have time to run to get it?
As far as I know,
fight. Superman's been in enough fights that he could probably like not immediately put kryptonite at the front of his mind.
Right.
So I would give it to. I'm not like I said. It's a small window, but there is a window where Superman comes out. I just don't think that is going to be the case. I just think.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Yes, exactly.
There's a chance. I want to go to Shaw real quick. Shaw, who do you think wins this fight and why?
All right. Well, it really does depend on what version of Superman. Because, all right, Superman reaches really high levels, but that's over time. He controls himself a lot. Sentry would go above those levels off the bat.
Right. Yep.
And here's the thing: kryptonite is not Superman's only weakness.
True that.
Reality warping, that is a weakness.
Mm-hmm.
And simple strength, overpowering him can his powers has a limit. If he loses enough power, he can be hurt.
But I also, I'm sorry, I didn't realize we were going to keep going, Shaw. I'm sorry.
Oh, because Doom. That's how Doomsday kills him.
That's how Doomsday beat him.
Because he's is out of power enough that he's can be hurt. Because that's the same reason why take for instance his clothes. The reason why his clothes doesn't normally burn or get impacted by gunfire and stuff is because of his super aura. When he's in fights and he's getting exhausted, that's when his clothes starts to get ripped and stuff. That's because he doesn't have control over the super aura anymore.
Right.
Energy to use that. So yeah, he has. So those weaknesses, not including magic as well, are weaknesses that Sentry could exploit.
All right.
I think there is a possibility that Superman could come out in like a Rocky scenario, just because his son is such a wiener. Like he'd be like, "Son, if I die, you've got to take over Superman, the Superman mantle." And his son would be like, "No, Dad, I have a global warming protest." And Superman would be like, "I can't let this little bastard take my place. I gotta come out. I gotta come out of this alive. This kid is a disgrace."
Why you gotta go to the kid like that, man?
Because the kid sucks. The kid sucks so bad that like the writers were like, "You're not Superman anymore. We're bringing Clark back. You suck."
All right, let me go to Diamond real quick. Diamond, who you think gets this win and why?
I think Sentry, but then again, I'm not really like in depth with like either superhero. I do know that some of them have like inconsistencies, so it depends on which version of Sentry and or Superman is going up against each other.
I think the only Superman that really gets his ass whooped in this is New 52 Superman. He gets his ass whipped.
But there's also two New 52 Supermen.
I know, but any New 52 getting his ass whipped. He getting his ass whipped. But Janae, who do you think wins this fight and why?
Well, I only really know about Superman more than Sentry, so I'd have to go with Superman.
The next one we need to do. And I think it might have been a little bit more fair. Ty, see if you agree with me. We'll still continue this, but Ty, see if you agree. We should do Superman versus Hyperion.
I was thinking that when I first saw you guys release that, I was like, the Hyperion would be like way cooler. But the problem is you're going to run into the same situation. You have less people knowing the Hyperion than Sentry.
Oh, that's going to be weird.
I think a really good fight we should put on the docket would be Daredevil versus Batman.
We can do that. We can definitely do that. Yeah. But let me go to Ando.
For like the next battle, give like the pictures, of course, versus, but like kind of like what the YouTube thing does. Do some of their abilities so people know, so they know what they're kind of voting for too.
Oh, like the boxing lineup, like have them side by side.
Yeah, I got you.
Can do it so they can do.
I got you.
Yep.
So I'm gonna be, and then get your opinions from that, so that way people know at least the stats. So.
I mean, one thing's clear: Chuck Norris would beat all of them.
Well, yeah.
According to Ambrose, Sauda rules, so Sauda could beat everybody.
Who do you think? Who do you think Chuck Norris's dad is?
It all makes sense now.
So what I'm hearing is like Chuck Norris hooked up with like Howard the Duck's sister.
Oh my god!
No, Psyduck is Chuck Norris's dad, and Psyduck got his headache because he tried to ground Chuck Norris, but Chuck Norris roundhouse kicked him, and it's still going.
Poor Psyduck.
Okay, that's right.
Poor Psyduck. Poor Psyduck.
Psychic said just water.
All right, Ando, who you think wins and why?
So I will be your 1 out of 5, and I'm gonna go with Sentry. Again,
That's 2 out of 5. I'd pick Sentry.
I was like, I'd pick Sentry.
I was Sentry. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'll go.
You're all part of the 5. No.
I think a lot of it just has to do with I think it's kind of again, people don't know who Sentry is, and I think Superman to me is kind of like how you feel about Cyclops. He's vanilla. Any superpower that everybody has, he has it, right? Oh, so Superman is as fast as Flash. Okay, so we need somebody to race the Flash. Dude can leap buildings in a single bound. Dude is super strong. Hardly ever loses a fight. So you look at that and it's kind of like oh man, that's what everybody wants to be. Go against grain once in a while, right? Do the research on Sentry. Look at what Sentry can do. And I think it's kind of out of left field. That's why I think I went with Sentry over Superman, because everybody knows what Superman does. And
Also,
yeah, what's up?
When I last collected comics, Tyler, you'll probably remember this story arc. Does anyone remember that story arc before they went to the full New 52? It was Road to Flashpoint. And it was literally just Superman walking around. Like, he wasn't fighting anybody. He was literally just
walk.
And like he's just wandering around for like 8 issues, and like the Flash will show up and they'll be like, cool, they're gonna like have Superman and the Flash team up, and then they talk for a minute and the Flash runs away and Superman's like, okay, here I go again on my own, White Snake.
He was just forced dump for a couple issues, okay?
He just kept walking. It was like a Lord of the Rings movie.
The reason why I picked Sentry
The trees weren't walking, though.
The reason why I picked Sentry is because of the Void. That's the reason why I picked Sentry.
Well, the only other thing I would add, now this isn't really death battle wise, but origin wise, Sentry has such a crazy history, and in real life and in his comic book stuff. If someone's looking into it, just go read a Sentry comic, like the origin stuff. Super bizarre, super insane, and a wonderful read.
Now, Tyler, let me ask you this.
It's not dead parents. We'll tell you that much.
Everybody in DC has dead parents, Cat.
Might be dead. I don't know.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think the Void can give him that advantage that he needs to win?
No, because it'll probably be the psychological thing that Superman needs to like fuck with Sentry's mind, because he'll be so like caught off guard by knowing that because his big thing is that's why he's so powerful. Like, he wants to be a hero. He's so just dedicated. Like, I need to be a hero. I need to save the galaxy. I need to save the cosmos. And then the Void shows up and says, "Actually, I'm here to fuck with you." And the Void just is like, also, I'm just as powerful as you because I'm kind of the evil like mirror of you,
right?
And so, because of that, it psychologically messes with them, and so that'll if the Void showed up in the death battle, Superman wins, because Void would literally fuck with
his
like
mind.
the mental state of it.
Okay, but what if Superman brings Psyduck?
Damn.
Well, they're all dead.
Superman
can't handle anything.
Psyduck rules all.
Magic and telepathy and all that stuff. Superman's like, fuck, I'm out of this. I can't do nothing.
And at that point, see, then it's like, the smart thing for Void and Sentry would be like, twinsies! Right? Wonder Twin powers unite.
The enemy of my enemy is giving me a headache. Let's kill him.
There's a reason why as far as I'm aware, there's no comic that has Sentry teaming up with Legion.
Ooh.
Because of the insanity that would bring upon, and maybe even bring in Scarlet Witch to go nuts, and then just see what the world is.
How come we never talk about Booster Gold in these death battles?
Booster Gold is amazing.
Oh yeah, Booster Gold is amazing. He is amazing.
But he's also awful but amazing in every way.
Yeah,
he's kind of like the Tick.
Man. Booster Gold versus the Tick. That's what we need.
Well, I think it depends on who's writing him, because there's been some serious versions of Booster Gold.
But Booster Gold's kind of aware of himself and stuff. Like, any like version of the tick I've seen is always like, I am going to save the day. Oops, I just made that guy fall to
There
his
was
death.
one issue of Booster Gold where he kept going back in time and just getting his ass kicked and not learning his lesson. Like he just kept on. Like he was like, I'm gonna get it this time. I'm gonna get it this time. And like I think it was like the Joker, and the Joker would just be standing there, be like, nope, donk.
I think the best time, and Shaw, you might agree because I know you watched it. I think the best version of Booster Gold was in Batman Brave and the Bold.
Yeah.
I think that might have been the best time you see outside of the comics. I think that was the best time that you saw him. He was funny.
I feel bad. So I haven't watched. I got out of the Arrowverse stuff a long time ago. And I know that Booster Gold showed up in DC's Legends of Tomorrow, and the actor who played him, I love him. So so hopefully, the clips I've seen, I think would be amazing to watch. So that looks entertaining.
So next week we're still gonna keep these polls going because both polls. This poll is still up. Last week's poll is still up. Iron Man versus Blue Beetle. So if you guys want to go back and vote on both of those, they're still up and going. So yes, feel free to go ahead and do those. We'll get all together and discuss the next death battle. To continue the series of what we got going on. I like these. These are interesting. Kind of breaks the monotony because there's not a whole lot going on right now show wise. So
because of the writer's strike.
Yeah, that whole lot.
I don't know anything about that. What's going on with this strike you're talking about?
They don't even start.
Y'all, we don't have time for
start, Ambrose. You know.
We're not talking about the strike with Ambrose.
Ambrose, you are about out of it as that Indians hat has been out of Guardians history for like.
No, I'm just pretending I don't know what the strike is because half of the internet hates me right now.
It's probably what's on your head is why they hate you. Just saying.
Dang.
What, a head of hair?
I shaved mine like 2 weeks ago. I'll let it grow back out, man. You want me to be the shaggiest? Fine. You know what? I'll be the shaggiest guy on stream. Here we go.
Because right now you look like the corrupt cop that gets caught in like a Law and Order episode.
Bum bum.
I love that show. Shout out to Mariska Hargitay. You can find it 68. She ain't that old.
Yeah,
it's 61, I think. All right, let's go ahead and get started with the original show. Shaw, you got the list. What's going down?
Hold on, you forgot the spoiler alert.
Oh yeah, I forgot that. Thank you so much. I don't want you.
Gotta be the reminder, man.
I don't want you Graham to come to my house and beat me up. Anything from here on in might be spoiler initiated, so we just want to let you guys know if you don't want spoilers, you need to back out now. Otherwise, enjoy the show. All right, Shaw, go ahead.
All right.
The heck was that? The heck was that a dog?
Sounds like a UFO. That's not my dog. My dog's sleeping.
It was a UFO. They admit we have those now.
Yep. Anyone help me pay these bills?
I mean, the rest of us knew, but they just finally admitted. We're like, thank you.
It's the scrolls.
Thank you for letting us know. We appreciate it.
First off, sadly to say, we have a couple of people who passed away this week.
Yeah.
Terry Funk, Ray White, and Bob Barker. What are y'all thoughts?
Painful time.
Bob Barker was my life's goal. Think about it for a minute. He had one of the best game shows ever. He had some of the most beautiful women around him at all times. Another thing I like about it is the fact that he had all these beautiful women right here around him at all times.
Yeah, why does that have to be the second most important thing in Bob Barker's career, man?
That's great. That's fantastic.
Don't forget to spay and neuter your pets.
Yes, spray and neuter. Yes, that's important too. But doggone it, when you're waking up in the morning, I don't care what y'all say. That's a great thing to go to work to. Yeah. You got a bunch of beautiful women hanging around. That's a beautiful thing. Beautiful. I'm gonna miss Bob, man. I'm gonna miss that gent. Ooh, and Bray.
He was the guy that entertained us all every time we had to stay home sick. Or there was a holiday. We were hanging out watching TV. We were all watching The Price is Right as kids.
You stupid old bag. That is not what that costs. Yell at my TV. All these old ladies.
Are you sure that that's the price that you want to put on that Black & Decker crockpot? I'm pretty sure it's not $2,400 there, John.
Dude,
I mean,
for
All right,
record-
Bob. I'll say $2,399, Bob. All right.
I
You're
mean,
the idiot here standing on stage.
I didn't know much about Bray. It's very sad to see someone that young and that popular go. I'll
Yeah.
say that, but I didn't know. I don't really follow wrestling as much as I used to, so I'm not
Yeah.
really familiar with him. I will say when I did watch wrestling, and I used to watch it a lot, my favorite tag team way back in the day was Chainsaw Charlie and Cactus Jack.
Yep.
And that was Mick Foley and Terry Funk. And Terry Funk was just, he kind of gave me hope because he kind of looked like your deadbeat uncle that just came out of the trailer park.
Damn, man. Come
But
on,
he's climbing the top rope. He's slamming people. He's just like what
man.
Stone Cold wanted to be. He was like, he's one of the best wrestlers in the history of the sports entertainment.
And the dude could take a beating. Like
he could take a
his
beating,
persona was
and
Yes.
him and Mick Foley, they're just a dying breed because they do whatever it took to put on a good show, and you just don't see that anymore.
No.
What I will say about Bob Barker is that I mean, it sucks when people die, but I don't think anybody should necessarily be sad that he's gone. You got to realize this is a man that lived like 99 fantastic years, and we all got to go sometime, and I can guarantee you that man died happy. Because, like William said, he had one of the best jobs in the world.
Best job ever.
He had a great life.
That's
It's like when
that's like coming to work with Cat and Janae. It's like you got the best job ever.
it's like when I mean it's like when my grandfather died and everyone was like, "Aren't you sad?" I was like, "Sad about what?" The dude was retired. He spent the second half of his life playing golf and fishing. Yeah. I mean, you got to go sometime, and it's not like
life.
Yeah, you know. So I mean, rest in peace, Bob Barker. Sorry to lose you, but Terry Funk is actually, out of the three, is probably the one I'm the most sad about because
the one that hit me was Bray. He was only 36.
Well, yeah, you guys are still fans, and I don't know who that is, so I just couldn't.
And when you go back and you look at how he started, Diamond, Ando, y'all know.
Yeah.
Follow the buzzards.
Yeah.
I mean,
it was like the best shit ever.
So,
and then when Undertaker just handed him the keys, you run with this.
Yeah.
Bruh, he was just amazing. He was just amazing.
I just look at that age and it's tragic. You know, he's 3 years younger than I am, and he's not here anymore.
I'm 37, so for him to go at 36, it kind of puts it puts a perspective on things, man.
Yeah.
I will say, while I am saddened by Bob Barker kind of hit me out of the blue a lot like Betty White did when she was 99. Dude's 99. You expect him to hit 100, and then after that, if it's the pearly gates, it's the pearly gates. And his birthday, if I remember right, I think is in December, so it's really sad for him to miss that by as many months as he did. I didn't watch a whole lot of Terry Funk myself, but I do know he was incorporated with a lot of the NWA, AWA. But yeah, Bray was the big one that hit because I was watching. I had just gotten done with the stream myself because I was doing Supercards this week. I jumped onto a stream with another guy who was wrestling, and that's when the news broke. Triple H first broke it out Saturday, Friday, I think it was Thursday afternoon is when he broke it out. And it was one of those where had it have been anybody else, it would have been, okay, that's, fake news, clickbait, don't believe it. But coming from Triple H, for him, I think, to be the first one to break it. And again, because Triple H, NXT was his baby, he was the one that helped those kids come through, build the character that you are, build from the foundation of what you want your character to be and go up from there. Bray Wyatt had the captivation of Husky Harris when he was in the new Nexus. Bray Wyatt, Follow the Buzzard, the Fiend, Let Me In. It's all of those now are pieces that other wrestlers now will be able to take with them moving forward. And I think LA Knight did it best this week on his SmackDown promo, especially how he ended it with telling The Miz to run in the voice that he did it. I think that just tells you how important and how much, even if he wasn't popular, even if he wasn't on the show for so many weeks and months, it just shows how integrated he was in the show and how much everybody's going to miss him.
One of the best
user. Register. Hit up top and register. I'd like to know who you are.
One of the best tag teams, if I can just say, one of the best events, tag team matches I ever watched wrestling was probably like 1998. I forgot who the other players were, but it was Cactus Jack, Terry Funk as Chainsaw Charlie, Stone Cold, and I forgot the fourth team member, and they were up against D-Generation X. And when you look back on that, you had at least 6 of the greatest wrestlers of our generation in the ring at the same time.
Don't forget that match where I think it was Terry Funk and Cactus Jack when they got locked in that garbage container and New Age Outlaw shoved them right off the stage. That was a pretty they caught a lot of shit for that.
Yeah. Anybody else want to comment on that real quick before we move on?
You know, we all, like we said, we all grew up with Bob Barker. So is it unexpected? Like was it like, oh man, he almost made it to 100? Yes. But at the same time, like you said, he lived a really good life.
Yeah.
Yep.
The other two, I think that really just kind of goes that, you know, hey, don't never take a day for granted. Every day above ground's a good day.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
All right, let's move on.
And as long as those are the only 3 that we lose, like if we don't lose anybody tomorrow or Monday, yeah.
Way to go, Ando.
Yep, knock on wood.
Knock on wood, man.
Wood somewhere?
Yep, I did. I got a wooden desk, so I just knocked.
Look at Tyler. All right. Let's move on.
I mean, Jimmy Buffett can go.
Damn.
I'll have that trip down to paradise.
Not here.
I just have I have an irrational hatred of Jimmy Buffett. I'm sorry. Like like
what did he do to you?
He got upset because he was portrayed in South Park as the guy who sings about turd burgers. Now I said it twice.
Cheeseburgers.
No, it's just I had a boss and he'd play Jimmy Buffett songs on a loop, and I just hate Jimmy Buffett.
So hate your boss. Don't hate Jimmy Buffett.
I hate Landshark beer. I hate parrots. I can't stand any of it.
I think you hate Margaritaville too.
Ambrose, shame on you. Look at what you started. David Fur, what's up? Look at what you started. Look.
Wow.
You started all this, Ambrose. Shame on you, Ambrose.
No, shame on Jimmy Buffett.
No, shame on your boss.
If Jimmy Buffett wasn't such a tool, you know, I don't care if you're wasted away again in Margaritaville. All right, get a new damn shaker of salt.
Where's the salt? Where's the goddamn salt?
All right.
Look, some people claim that there's a woman to blame, but I don't know. I think it's all Ambrose's fault.
There we go. All right, let's move on to the next topic. If no one has anything else, what else you got, Shaw?
All right. Also, Charlie Martinek.
Oh no,
Martinet.
Okay, I just retired. So thoughts on that?
It was bound to happen. I don't want to see it happen. I think anybody growing up who knew and listened to Mario knew that distinct voice, and it's not going to be the same.
Yeah, but he's going to be an ambassador, so he's going to be coaching the next Mario voice. That's what they do for Disney with when they did Mickey. Disney originally coached the next person that took over him, because I think, like, I watched a documentary. There's only been 4 voices of Mickey, and that includes Disney. And so they coach that person, and they're like, no, you need to sound more like this, and they will be with them, and then it carries on.
Yeah, who the hell does Donald? That's got to be a tough one to coach.
We went from one extreme to the other.
You know why they made Donald Duck? Because Mickey had to stay wholesome. So they made Donald Duck to do all the naughty things, like the bad temper.
How dare you,
like
Janae? Donald Duck fought for this country. He has a service record.
He did. Well, but see, that's the other thing too. He accurately represents the Navy.
Yes.
And you can't even tell me no.
But his service record is in the Army, I think. So.
No, that's why he wears the Cracker Jack. He wears Cracker Jack because he was in the Navy.
No, he wears Cracker Jacks because he likes boating, but I think he was in the Army.
He's clearly wearing the Navy outfit.
Nope, no, I'm checking, man. Hold on.
Maybe the propaganda.
I thought he was a Marine or something, wasn't he?
Army stuff, but I believe he's Navy.
Wasn't he Marine?
But here's the thing. Depending on how his service was, even if he was in the Navy, he could have still been attached to a Marine Corps unit.
Yeah.
Did you ever see the cartoon Der Fuhrer's Face, Cat? He was face to face with the Nazis, and he came out of that alive.
He wasn't movie.
Hey, Ty, you thinking the same thing I'm thinking? He's a real person.
I'm like, what did I do? No.
He's calling me crap.
He came face to face. Like, it's real.
Yeah, him and Psyduck.
Oh my god.
I mean, Captain America did like deck Hitler, so I mean,
true. I remember that.
Yeah, Donald Duck tripped him, and Hitler fell into Captain America's.
Here's the thing: he has dual enlistment because he started out with the army. Once he finished his term with the army, he re-enlisted his navy.
Can we just
so
agree
we're both
that Donald
right.
Duck's best fight was against Daffy Duck in Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Can we just say that's the best fight?
Yes.
All right, let's move on.
It's American treasure, Janae.
All right,
how dare you?
Disagree.
Man.
I just don't know who the voice was.
Yeah, so he re-upped in occupied Germany with the Navy.
All right.
So we got next, man.
And to answer your question about Donald Duck being voiced, he is voiced at the moment by Tony Aslamo, and has been voiced by him since 1985, with the exception of a 4-year period where he was voiced by Daniel Ross from 2017 to 2021.
Okay. Thank you.
The more you know.
Go ahead.
One more. Way
The entire on the same page.
Dun, 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 dun. You could have also gone with the more you know, and knowing is half the battle.
And knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe.
And I'm still trying to figure something out with G.I. Joe if I take a break. How we get all this gunfire and nobody get shot?
That's like some stormtrooper type stuff.
I was
Watch. William.
Time.
I keep telling you to watch
the
the.
guy shot was Dusty Rudat, and they didn't know he was a what you call it.
I keep telling you to watch the show Community. Watch the season 5 episode Government Issue Jeff, and it explains everything about that.
Oh,
Community season 5 Government Issue Jeff.
Okay.
Yes.
You disappeared, Theros.
Just go watch Rambo First Blood and
What?
see how many bullets are fired and nobody gets hit.
True.
Say.
Same thing with Transformers, with the exception of the movie. All that laser fire, nobody got hit. With the exception of the movie.
I'm just gonna sit here and pet my tangent dragon.
I was asking. All right, the next thing on the docket is Ahsoka. Anybody watch Ahsoka? I haven't seen it.
I did.
No.
I watched it.
Who's got thoughts?
I mean,
I do, but I'll let someone else go first.
Treasure Planet.
Yes, I was gonna say it's just Treasure Planet.
So
Can I ask?
So the
Which is Treasure Island?
the cave part, I was thinking, why did they take stuff from Fifth Element? So, now that you said Treasure Planet, that makes a lot more sense.
The other thing I'm trying to wonder is, now has Star Wars shifted that everything is just whenever someone goes away, they just hide an elaborate map?
Well, this I was just talking.
now.
I was just talking about this. The map in Rise of Skywalker was unnecessary because it's like use the Force, dummy. But in this movie, I mean, in this show, you kind of need the map because they're in another galaxy.
Yeah.
Well, why?
Well,
So
it also gets back to like the way that this map, it definitely ties back to Legends and a lot of the like the Sith lore, as you will. So it makes sense that she went to a Night Sisters holdout, which I'm kind of like, okay, usually they stuck to their swamps. They're all about that guerrilla warfare, but okay. But it would make sense that the Night Sisters would have that because of the fact that the Night Sisters very commonly aligned with various Sith entities.
well, yeah, they were witches.
Well, I mean, just because you say witch like it's a bad thing.
In this universe.
Well, if they weren't a bad thing, they'd be wizards. Cat, haven't you ever seen Harry Potter?
Wait. Professor McGonagall was a witch, and she was perfectly fine.
Just because every day I go out and make sure I do at least one thing that would have gotten me burned at the stake 400 years ago, witches are bad.
Can you getting out of bed would get you burned at the stake.
I can swim. That's enough right there.
She turned me into a newt.
Does that make her a witch? How can we tell if a witch is a witch if we don't know that she is a witch?
Facts.
I mean,
Thank you, Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Yes.
Back to Ahsoka. I like the show and I like the direction it's going. I'm not a fan of Rosario Dawson's interpretation of the character as of now. I know Filoni probably has something planned, but I think she's acting more like Mace Windu than she is Ahsoka, in my opinion. She's got her arms crossed all the time, and she's all like,
Have you seen her clothes? Like, you can tell she's seen some shit.
Yeah, but still, she saw some shit in Clone Wars.
No, yeah, this is older Ahsoka. What are you expecting?
I mean, but like she could still have the characteristics and be wiser and still have her patented characteristics. Doesn't mean you have to turn into like,
but here's the thing.
A wise,
especially at such a young age. And one of the reasons why from what I'm watching of Ahsoka, and hear me out with this, I mean, I don't think Filoni wrote an original story, but that's neither here nor there. You know, Treasure Planet.
But Treasure Island.
That's great.
But
news on Treasure Island.
The thing is, you're looking at Ahsoka, who is a character who, very much like a lot of our service members, at a very young age went into the military or went into service of some sort. Ended up being part of this big war that is still in a lot of ways going on. And because she was raised in that combat, for her, everything that's going on, she's constantly waiting for the war to start again.
I mean, that's a fair point.
Brings some of that stoicness. But like, if you look, like, even in Mandalorian, like, her robes are kind of like tattered, like she got a lot of other stuff she's worried about rather than just being a Jedi.
I mean, and the other disappointment I had, it's a slight one, and I hope it comes true, was when she had the map, and then before they introduced Sabine, and Hera was like, there's only one person who can help us with this, and then Ahsoka was like, no, and I was like, come on, Hondo, give us Hondo. Come on, bring out Hondo. Hondo has the other half of the map or something. And then it was Sabine. And I was like, man, I got to wait for Hondo. I want Hondo now.
They did the Mulan tribute and cut the hair. So
all right.
I was just going to say, I don't know about any other people, but I got super happy with David Tennant's voice in it. And I was like, oh, yes, this is refreshing. I love Doctor Who. Yes.
And I like the fact that Clancy Brown is in it because Clancy Brown makes everything better.
Yeah.
Detroit Become Human, the crappy Pet Sematary movie,
Mr.
everything.
Krabs.
What?
Mr. Krabs. SpongeBob.
Clancy Brown was Mr. Krabs?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
He got his voice that high. Holy.
Hi, money.
Oh no, my mind is. You wrinkled my brain.
Hey, Ambrose, you felt like I felt when Kat told me about Laura Croft.
Yep.
Kat just crushed me. I was like,
Clancy Brown will always be that.
I thought that was all natural. I was like, it's not.
So Angelina Jolie had to get into a suit for Laura Croft every day. And the TNA that everyone's like, oh man, Laura Croft's so hot in that movie. Angelina Jolie was so hot. No, it was straight up prosthetics sewn into the bodysuit.
Yep. I was like, bro, no, don't do this to me. No, don't do it to me.
But I'm like, William, you're old enough to assume I'm going to get you Sokka. You know that this happened.
It's like Captain Marvel getting into that.
Yeah, Kat just gave me that gut punch on air. I was on the, she just gave me that gut punch.
Shawshank Redemption is the one that I get Clancy Brown off of. That's the one that I'll always kind of associate with Clancy Brown is Shawshank Redemption.
All right, let's go ahead and move on through.
Detroit Become Human.
With costumes, you want to talk about someone in a tight costume? You go watch Olivia Munn as Psylocke.
Yeah, but then I'd have to watch that movie.
Yeah.
There's worse X-Men movies. It's not that bad.
Hey, you know what? It's got Will's favorite X-Man, Cyclops, in it.
Hell no, he ain't my favorite. Hell no.
Yo, I heard they're going to do a crossover and Cyclops and Sailor Venus are going to get married.
Oh.
How does Jean Grey feel about this?
Oh, that'd be the perfect couple right there. We need to see both of them at the same time. I'm putting a big ass twinkle. Will be both their asses.
Will's favorite part of that movie would be when Jean Grey turns to Phoenix and burns them both.
Yeah.
Jean! That's why I hate Cyclops. As strong as he is, he's a simp.
He's a wiener.
Simp. And how many times has Jean Grey died now? What, 16?
18.
Let her stay dead.
17 times since she died.
It's still not as many times as Elektra. So
I mean, she's died enough to be like when she wakes up to be like, do I really have to do this again?
Hey, no, we're talking about Kenny McCormick from South Park here, all right? That guy has the notorious distinguished honor of being dead, reborn, 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 dead, reborn. You guys can stop me at any time, please. I really want this.
You're right.
It sounds like you're saying dead reborn or deadly porn.
Oh.
I mean, either way.
Okay. All right.
Well, he is coming out of Miss McCormick's vagina, so...
Yeah.
All right.
Now, are we sure about that?
No, remember, because
Sure
it was proven
about
in one of the...
Are you sure about that?
Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? Are you
No,
sure?
I believe one of the seasons did go through the birth of Kenny.
Yeah, it was one of the Mysterion episodes with Cthulhu with the Coon and friend, because Miss McCormick woke up dead sleep. Oh my God, it's happening again! It's happening again! Ah! I really hate this. We shouldn't have gone to that
I
cult.
don't need to hear that.
All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and move on to the next thing. What's up next, y'all?
Yeah, the next is Harley Quinn. Anybody see the episode?
Yeah,
I haven't.
It's just perfect. It's just wonderful.
Well,
was that sarcasm I sensed, Kai?
Oh no, I love it. I absolutely love it.
I mean,
with this group of people, I can't ever tell if people are being sarcastic or serious. That's why I had to ask.
We don't know. We don't know.
Well, I mean, this one, it was a little bit. It wasn't the best episode. Like, I had to go back and watch it a second time because, like, I kind of zoned out in the first one. Which doesn't happen to me much with Harley Quinn because it's pretty entertaining. It's pretty fast paced. But in this episode, what?
That coffin though at the beginning.
Yeah.
Nightwing's coffin.
There's a coffin? Does Harley Quinn die? Can I watch it?
Nightwing died.
Nightwing died.
And he has a nice butt cheek coffin.
Hold on. I'm playing.
I missed that part. It was playing while I was.
Hold on. Y'all getting too. I'm playing this again. Hell no, y'all ain't getting me caught up. Y'all done got all deep in the episode. Go ahead.
Well, no, because you played it at the beginning, like you know.
Yeah.
So this one though, they got into time travel.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you guys remember from the episode prior, they, King Shark now has his baby sharks.
I don't.
Well,
baby shark.
Oh, you just had to. I hear that all the time at work.
Nightwing shark, Nightwing shark.
So
hell no!
At first, it's kind of like, why is this relevant? No. But when you get into this week's episode, it kind of forges that a little bit more.
It's laying out for a season finale.
What?
That episode is laying out the season's finale.
Yeah. So you really have where, of course, right now you have this conflict between Harley and Ivy because Ivy's running the Legion of Doom, and Harley's now part of the Bat family.
What a rush!
And so they're trying to not have that conflict between their jobs because Harley's doing good things, and Ivy, obviously, in the Legion of Doom, are out causing chaos and destruction.
Go Ivy.
What's her stance? Isn't she saying like conscious environmental evil?
Environmentally conscious evil. So Ivy and her underlings, because now she has interns that she gets to teach about being evil.
I volunteer as tribute if it means I get to be under Ivy.
I could kind of see that working out. Like, her, you could be her plant dude, her little plant guy.
I'll plant it for her.
Yes. Ambrose would be the big hulky rock chick because they're all elemental bad guys. So at this point, like, Harley's been trying to like talk to Ivy, like, hey, this is really kind of messing with me. I need to talk to you, but Ivy's so busy being like corpo lady, and everything, of course, has to go through her assistant that just it's not happening.
Her assistant, who is awesome.
Well, yeah, you know.
By the way, her assistant is Mr. Freeze's wife.
Yeah, Nora Freeze. Yeah.
Wait, if Mr. Freeze's wife is alive, why is Mr. Freeze still?
Oh, he's dead.
He's dead.
Wait,
this is the dumbest show ever. This is a dumb. I hate this show.
It's like a fever dream that Harley Quinn has. That's what I feel like.
So it's not even real. It's like
no, it is.
Her brain, so.
It's actually part of the story. It's one of the comic storylines. Mm-hmm. When you get further down the road, this is canon for like.
My head hurts.
For the love of McRib, this is crap.
So, Ambrose, you haven't even watched it, so don't even start.
No.
So you don't read the Harley Quinn series, so don't even start.
Sorry, kill Mr. Freeze.
And
so
Penguin.
with this, Ivy finally says, "You know what? Forget it. I'm just gonna go." Harley says, "I'm just gonna go find Ivy," and happens to find her in the middle of heisting a time capsule. And I don't remember, why were they heisting it in the originally tied? Do you remember?
She said it would look like good, like in her office or something. She wasn't actually going to use it. It was just like going to be like in a nook or something. So
the other issue is it would look good, but she did say she wanted to keep it because the idea is their goal was they didn't want to be what's new and fresh now. They wanted to be what's evil forever. So if they needed to if they needed to time travel, they could, because that was the goal. Is they were talking like, oh, publicity. We're only popular with evil right now, but we need to make sure we're popular with evil forever.
This sounds like an episode of Phineas and Ferb.
Sure. I mean,
Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated.
Could have been.
So, in the middle of this fight, they end up wrecking the van, and the time capsule breaks loose.
Mm-hmm.
And Harley, in one of her manic moments, is like, you know what? If Ivy says the only way I'm going to get to talk to her and be able to talk about these things with her because she's my confidant is when we're 60.
And she says that to her in the heist. She tells me, I'm busy, because that was the whole argument, is that she couldn't find time. And she said, hey, I'm doing all this for us. When we're 60, we can relax and have our own winery or whatever, and just and so that's why she says, okay, well, if that's the only person I can talk to, then yes, let's go 60 years in the future to meet 60-year-old Ivy. And
so Ivy tries to stop her, but it's too late, and the door slams shut, and they go 60 years in the future.
And actually, 25 years, didn't they?
Yeah, it was only...
I don't remember.
25 years. They went 25 years.
Yeah, 25 years. Yeah. So they go into the future, and they end up in the middle of this evil apocalyptic gang fight. That it turns out is all being run by their daughter.
Not necessarily. Robin is technically behind it.
Well, yeah.
The daughter is just...
But even the daughter didn't know that Robin was behind it until they were getting ready.
The daughter...
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, no, it was Robin.
That's right. Yeah, that's right, because she made the deal to turn them into him.
For the dirt.
That's right.
Yes, because she wanted that special dirt.
Yeah. So,
Pornhub sound. Bum.
She wanted Jack Sparrow's jar of dirt. I mean,
I got a jar of dirt.
Yeah.
What's up, Dana? How you doing, brother?
So
we got Dana in from the Siffa Mention. We got my man David for MCU Mondays, Continue Happy Hour. I just still don't know who this Facebook user is.
Dana raised a good point. What is it with writers? It's like time travel's become a catch-all. It's like we're stuck on this. Hey, time travel.
Comics have used time travel or multi-dimensions forever.
It's like that meme with the History Channel, aliens, except for it's time travel.
Yeah.
Scrolls, man.
Growing up,
scrolls, man. I'm telling you,
in the 90s, I always go back and watch the classic episode in the 90s. That was all the time travel and dimensional travel. That's what they did.
Yeah, but back then it wasn't done every single show.
Well, it's because you didn't have more than 2 superhero shows.
Yeah,
Now we've got like 50 of them.
Could you imagine Married with Children having something to do with aliens? Al Bundy wouldn't have it.
Oh my god!
Look, Peg, aliens came into my shoe shop today and asked for a size 58.
No, Al Bundy would want to go.
And then I ran 5 touchdowns on him in a single game.
Another thing stuck in my head now.
Anything sci-fi fantasy will always run into some form of either dimensional travel or time travel. That's just common in that field.
That's how it is. All right. If there's nothing else,
Shaw, Terminator was what? How long ago? And that was time travel.
What's next up, Shaw?
All right. Next up, the Flash movie is now on HBO Max. I mean Max.
Max. Gotta get Max. It's Max.
Oh man.
That's the
part of me wants to watch it. Part of me doesn't.
I did not care for this one.
That's the quickest turnaround I have ever seen.
Yes.
Movie to streaming service. Damn.
Yeah. I've seen quicker, but
I'm so happy I have something to punish my child with when she acts up now.
You know, it's not that horrible of a movie.
Is it that bad?
Compared to like other films?
I trash.
It was so bad.
I came out of it at least having a couple laughs.
We can write something better than that. Like, and the person who I sort of kind of feel sorry for it, the whole thing, the hell with Ezra Miller, Ezra. The person I feel sorry for is Sasha Calle, because I agree with Ambrose when Ambrose went to go see the movie, and Ambrose was saying she wasn't written enough in it to really make a difference. That's the thing that pissed me off, because I've never seen Sasha in anything before. This is my first time seeing her in something.
And it's not guaranteed she'll come back because she's an alternate universe Supergirl.
Exactly.
So
we might not see her again in the role. I'm hearing there's a movie. I'm hearing there's a movie in the works, but they're talking about Melissa done threw her ring back in the hat again.
Yep.
Well, her $499 damn interview over on what's his name. I shared it with you, Janae. She's charging like $499 for like.
I'll put it this way: who asked if it was bad?
A happy birthday
I
video.
did. I asked if it was a bad movie.
Okay.
You can go over. I forgot the name of that service, but you can go over and have her do a video for you, like a
Cameo,
a 10-minute Cameo, like a 1 to 10 minute video, and she's charging $4.99. And I ain't talking about $4.99. I ain't talking about it's $500. $4.99.99 is what she's charging.
Okay.
For a minute. Video.
Here's how bad
I don't love Melissa like that. No.
Here's how bad the Flash movie is for those who asked. There's a scene where he's using the Speed Force and he goes back in time, and you see all these cameos. It's the famous scene where it's like, oh, you see Christopher Reeve again. The VFX department was so lazy with that sequence. They used clips from YouTube. They didn't even recreate anything. They used clips from YouTube and put them through a filter.
Yep.
Wow.
Oh my god, that's so bad.
Honestly,
hold on. I'm going to pull my Ryan Reynolds meme here.
Honestly, it may not have even been YouTube clips. It may have been the old film.
Oh, no, they admitted it.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
Yeah.
No defense from that.
You know, society has gotten really bad when instead of looking stuff up on the natural website, you go to YouTube to look everything up.
Well, in their defense, the YouTube videos are probably better quality than having to pull it from film, considering everything now is shot digital.
But here's the cameo I was telling you guys about. $450.
I mean, obviously people are paying it.
I don't love anybody that much.
No, they're not, because normally when you have stuff go down, they present it here on their page, and it's like she's only got that one video of her responding to another fan. So
it's like, who has $450 lying around like that?
If anybody got $450 lying around, I'm gonna start a Cameo page for $450. I'm gonna corner the market. Here we go.
That is steep. $450.
I personally don't see the point of those cameos, but hey, if someone else does, cool. You know,
I don't see it either. I mean,
it's like OnlyFans, just
more expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't know from experience or nothing.
I mean, it's like OnlyFans, but with less feet, bro.
Speaking of Geek Gauntlet now is still waiting for those feet pics from Kat and Janae.
Yes, we're still waiting on the feet pics from Kat and Janae. We're still waiting. But I don't see the point of this. Anybody got no $450 for no one question?
Nope.
I expect a whole interview and some dinner. I mean, for $450.
Yo, you go to a con and you meet like Ewan McGregor, you get a signed picture and at least like 2 minutes of conversation.
Yeah,
that's only like $50.
Like, no. When it was at Star Wars Celebration, it was expensive. It was like $500.
I know.
But
I know.
You at least get some stuff for it.
Emerald City Comic Con, Patrick Stewart was like $350, $400.
I know.
When I did Firefly, now mind you, I did at least get the photo with the entire cast.
Oh,
that was $325.
I need that gig too, Dana. I really do. I need that gig. But this is just terrible. I love Melissa, but I don't love Melissa that much. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the next thing on the list.
I mean, we could start that gig, but we might not be able to start at $4.99.
Start $10.
Well, you're not breaking the feet. You're not breaking the feet out. You gotta get them feet out.
Way better assets than the feet that I could break out for that kind of money.
You do one dollar per toe, and then if they want a higher fee, to do $10.
Look, bro.
Profit.
Look, bro. I keep coming here for some feet pics, bro. What's up with my feet pics, bro?
If you want them painted, then that's another $35. Sorry.
Shut up, Janae.
Shut up, Janae. The color, or are you just gonna pick a random color? Because if it's $40, I get to pick the color.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Janae don't know anything about it, bro.
Color.
Look at her like
But go ahead, Shaw. What's the next thing on the docket?
We also just got the Power Ranger Cosmic Fury theme song, which revealed both the return of Billy, Lord Zed, and the introduction of a new character who is going to be the Orange Ranger. We got the show of that. Picture number 3, please.
She's not.
Yo, why are 2 of them not in uniform?
Because
those are the stunt
doubles.
Yeah.
I would have to say it's either stunt double or the Japanese characters that play those in their Sentai versions.
It's probably the stunt devils.
Yeah, stunt devils.
And William, I want to let you know now before you get disappointed, those tatas are built into those suits.
Yes.
That's very sad.
Don't be hurting my feelings like that, man.
She's not a new character though.
Don't be hurting me like that.
Yo, their helmets look like something you throw in Mario Kart.
Look like what?
No, they look like spiked shells in Mario Kart.
shells.
We ain't putting down Mario Kart, though. I love Mario Kart. One of my favorite games.
And Dana, I think the only person who wasn't there, I believe, Julie ended up having to cancel last minute due to something with her health. But I have the rest of the cast.
Man, Summer, man, I would love to see it. I don't have a pick with Summer. Oh, I love it. I love Summer. I loved her in Terminator and when she was in Arrow for a bit. But go ahead, Shaw.
All right, next up, Disney has confirmed that Loki Season 1, WandaVision, and Season 1 and 2 of Mandalorian will be available as a collector's edition, 4K, UHD, and Blu-ray. They will be featuring silverbacks, packaging, concept art cards, and bonus features.
Man, they're hurting for money, aren't they?
Well, with the downturn in streaming, I'm really surprised there hasn't been an uptick in physical media. Like, I'm surprised the pendulum has taken this long to swing back because a lot of people are unsubscribing. And I'm just really surprised that there's just not more physical media being printed right now.
With that being said, though, that's the nature of streaming.
Yeah.
True.
It is.
Cell phone service or like where you're locked in for like a certain period of time, you know, there is no penalty unless you've gotten it on some sort of special like 1-year price point promo. Mm-hmm. There's zero penalty for you to get Disney Plus, watch Ahsoka. When Ahsoka ends, cancel your subscription.
Yep.
When The Mandalorian comes back or when Loki comes back on October 1st, I think, you
Isn't that how you're supposed to do any of these streamings? You're supposed to wait for the whole series to come out. Then you do the 1 week free trial, binge it all, and you're good to go.
Yeah.
You know,
keep creating new emails. That's how everyone did that with Netflix. That's how you did it.
It's people like you that are why my prices keep getting jacked up, you mooch. Stop.
I pay for my Max, my Amazon Prime.
I will have you guys know that I've had the same email address since I was a junior in middle school. Spock671@something.com. Same email address I've had. And I only have that email address because it was my nickname.
I thought you were going to say AOL.com, and I was about to be like,
yeah, I was about to say, man.
Everyone go spam him right now. No.
Yeah, spam him. $10
Sign him
for
up
feet
for as
pics. Let's go.
Sign him up for as many sites as you can. Get him so much spam mail.
Subscribe him to the Bleeding Edge.
Okay, we're not doing that here.
Ambrose, those are fighting
We're not
words, sir.
doing
If I
that
get
here.
anything from
Oh,
Bleeding
sorry.
Edge, I'm forwarding it to your Geek News Now _home.
I shouldn't have said that. That was my fault.
We digress. So yeah, I mean, no, I can't say it on the air. That'll get us banned.
What the hell? Oh, the cat. Oh. I didn't see the cat. I don't know who
This is
that
the
meow,
cat.
meow.
Dude, I'm so
Well,
old.
that
I
was
remember
me.
what
I was
GoPlay.com was.
Oh, okay.
I was like, I can play that. I can have a.
Yeah, let's go.
There you go. Cat fight, literally.
Oh, you're talking about actual cats.
And up next will be Kat versus Janae with Diamond as a special guest referee, and we will
Hold
honor
up.
Bray
You
Wyatt
make
match.
that happen, we will make this like an oil wrestling fight.
Oh, I'm about to talk like
You
death
look like
battle.
oh,
Celebrity death match.
Hold on now. I can get that with that. Hey, I'll put in for that. Hold on now. I'll put it. Your boy will put in for that.
I don't think it'd be very entertaining. I'm not good at fighting.
No. Oil wrestling is all fake fighting.
Yeah, I know, but I'm still
Oh my God!
So the oil, just so you know, the oil goes in your hair just a little bit around the neck, a lot in this area here, and then a bunch on your butt. And then you guys just kind of grab each other. It's like a weird family reunion hug.
Let's go. I'll put in for that.
And then you get like a kiddie pool and fill that same oil in there, and then if you guys choose to, you'll just
I mean, that's one I'd have to miss because that would be the one time like my wife walks down and sees me on the show and is like, "Oh, this is what you do." Okay,
Ambrose, we need to have a talk, sweetie.
Watching anime for the first time in the dark.
Yeah. I would put 100 on this. I would put 100 on it. I would invest 100 on this. You need to make this happen.
Hey, this is how we make that $450 a minute thing. We have a cat fight for $4,500, man, right there. Bam, corner of the market.
There you go. All right, let's go ahead and move on. Oh my goodness, The Little Mermaid lands on Disney Plus September 6th.
If I have Disney Plus, I'll watch it. Like I heard Melissa McCarthy was really good in the movie.
You said Melissa McCarthy was really good because you're dumb.
Ambrose, that wasn't very nice, sir.
Ambrose, you realize that the fact
wasn't
that you
nice,
haven't liked
sir.
a single movie or anything else ever.
That wasn't nice, sir.
Like damage your credibility
Damn,
when you think
man.
you don't like things, right?
I'm sorry, dude. Melissa McCarthy and Bridesmaid. Sorry, hands down, her best movie she was ever in.
that movie.
That's a very low bar to set, but okay.
Dude, have you seen Melissa McCarthy? It's not a very high. You can't have a very high bar.
I mean, at least she's pretty. You know, at least she's pretty. All right, so go ahead, pick up from there, my friend.
All right, picture number 2, the first look at the Little Mermaid cartoon. What do you guys think?
Oh, hell no.
That looks like Oprah.
I don't understand why they changed Ursula's skin. She's a
it's not made for.
It's a grayish purple. Why does it matter?
Yeah,
I don't understand.
Why is it that a black person has to be the bad guy?
Why is Flounder? Did they give the depressed Flounder from the movie Prozac? Why is he smiling again?
No, that's a different Flounder. The original Flounder got
eaten. Junior, there has to be happy.
So, I mean, they changed every character, but they were like, we need to give them just enough nostalgia to watch, so let's bring back like one character from the original movie.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of this at all. I don't like the artwork.
Nope.
They look all out of place.
It's not geared towards that.
I mean, the
people who are like
the Shirley Temple haircut is kind of weird.
About it.
King Triton looks like a Dollar Tree action figure.
I appreciate
He need to have armor. He's never needed armor in the past.
Right.
Well, they can't show him bare chested because that's inappropriate.
No, remember the rules of TV. It's fine to show a man's nipples, just not a woman's.
Yeah.
Right. This is a Disney Junior show, so what if the girls are like, Nipples. Baby, is that your first
in
word?
the original animated series, he didn't. I don't believe he had nipples.
Ursula looks less like she wants to like kill people and more like she wants to sit you down on a couch and give you a lecture.
Yeah.
Does anybody else get Oprah vibes from that?
That's what I just. Yeah, that's what I was getting at.
Did you say he didn't have?
Next, we're gonna have a white dude with a mustache, and Dr. Phil is gonna show up.
You get a curse. You get a curse. You get a curse. Everybody gets cursed.
I mean, here's the thing with animation, they don't have to draw them.
I'm just saying. I don't think so.
Next, we're gonna get a Dr. Phil lookalike on this show, and he's gonna sit. He's gonna sit Ariel down. He's gonna sit Ariel down. Now, Ariel, do you know why your dad didn't want you to go see Ursula, and you did it anyway?
Man,
no,
you shouldn't have gone to see Ursula, and this is why you're grounded. This is
don't
why
know.
your mom left you.
I don't know if they can have Dr. Phil underwater. The knife hands won't work.
Dana said his wife has a Juno account.
Wow.
God.
Damn. All right, let me go back here. Go ahead, Shaw. Pick up from where we.
Nope, he actually does.
Yeah, he
I'm
does.
surprised.
He does.
I wanted to make sure I'm back.
I googled it. Yeah.
Googled. What am I missing? What do we Google?
King Triton's nipples.
Yeah, they exist. They exist.
Of course, Janae would be the one to look that up.
I didn't want. I just wanted to fact check myself.
Oh my God. Next, Janae's gonna go find a Ken doll and see if he has nipples.
Oh my God.
I have Ken dolls in my garage. Childhood.
While you're at it, go find your Washington State Cougar stuff because I know you got it.
No, I don't. I don't have that trash in my house.
Oh.
Husky house.
There you go. Go ahead, Shaw. Pick up from where we are.
Yeah. Next up, we got a new person being added to Fortnite. Picture number 4.
Is it Nicki Minaj again?
No, Nicki Minaj was Call of Duty, and oh my God, don't get me started. I like this entrance. I like this dude. I think this is going to be a good entrance.
Why does he look like he's surprised to be in Fortnite?
Okay, so if you understand his gimmick,
that's his whole
why.
skit. That's literally his skit. That's what he got famous for.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What they need to do.
I don't know who this guy is, so it's just kind of like.
Do you guys know the black guy? Like somebody says, I don't know why my boyfriend isn't texting me. I completely ghosted him, and the guy shows up and goes, "Well, what the hell were you expecting?" Yeah. They need to add that guy to Fortnite.
Yeah, remember, Ambrose is in charge of Twitter. So he doesn't stay up to date on all the current trends.
X, not Twitter, it's X.
I mean,
whatever.
He is the X overlord.
That doesn't have the same ring though. Twitter Overlord had a better ring to it.
I can't call it. I can't call it X. It sounds. I don't know. It sounds dumb.
Yeah, you get all dirty talking about it, Ambrose.
You are the X Overlord.
Now I gotta go take a shower. Thanks, Will.
Real quick, Janae, you got any anime news for us tonight?
Oh, well, if anyone has ventured into McDonald's, you might have seen a little bit of collaboration from The Demon Has a Part-Time Job.
Demon is part-timer.
Devil.
Yeah,
Devil's
part-timer. Sorry. And so that's at the kiosk it'll show up. But like I'm kind of disappointed because I was kind of hoping like when you hit the kiosk you'd be like welcome to, but it's just him going like this and smiling, but then it pans to other like TV shows and movies that have collaborated with McDonald's. So it's not like super like, oh my gosh, this is an amazing anime collaboration.
Well,
kind of a thing.
It's kind of funny that they are collaborating with that because technically that's not actually McDonald's in the show.
Yeah, that's because of copyright issues.
Yeah, that's my point. It's just funny that they're using that now. It's like that was a McRonald's.
Yeah. So I think I thought that was funny.
If I heard correctly, McDonald's is doing this thing where they are going to periodically bring in foods that are from various universes that are not like our universe. So like, for example, they could bring Szechuan sauce back from Rick and Morty again. because it was so popular in their show.
That's why right now it's the Loki sauce, which is just their sweet and sour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
As
that
seen
may be
in-
why they've got the Devil as a part-timer thing now, and then like you said, the other shows.
Yeah.
Those may be other shows that they're going to bring specialty limited time menu items in for.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not much. It's like I said,
Yeah.
it's not marketing.
Basically. And then I'm probably going to mispronounce this. But Arusa Yakasura is going to return for season 2 in January, and that's like a show and original movies and stuff that the creator of Rama One Half and Inuyasha and all that was like one of her original shows, and so then they rebooted it, and so the second season's going to start in January. I remember watching some of the movies when I was younger, but like I only have vague memories of this anime. But I thought it was interesting that it's got to season 2, and it's not on Crunchyroll, so I can't watch it. So I'll have to hunt for it. And then in manga news wise, My Hero Academia, they may or may not, like, Bakugo may or may not be actually dead. He's under critical condition right now, but they haven't really like talked about it at all. It's been like in the back burner of the manga, so we'll see. And I need to finish that current season too. So
Cool.
that is all I got so far.
Thank you, Janae. Now that's when we're gonna move right on over to Diamond. Diamond, how you doing tonight? What gaming news you got for us?
So South Park released a trailer for its new project called South Park Snow Day that is set to release next year.
Is that a game? Obviously it's a game, video game.
Damn. Ambrose, it's cartoon.
Ambrose, what's going on up there, buddy?
I put the yum in Valium.
Good,
So Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty 2.0 update made its debut at Gamescom, revealing that the update will be free and have a bunch of improvements to the game, from addition to combat to the way cyberware works.
And didn't Xbox announce that that's going to be on Game Pass when that officially releases?
Cool.
Let's go.
The few other games that were announced during Gamescom was Little Nightmares 3. It'll be featuring co-op. It'll be releasing next year. A new look at Black Myth Wukong will some gameplay, and Nightgale Early Access is now coming to February 2024.
Okay.
And Charles Martinet will be stepping down from recording, but he'll continue to travel the world sharing the joy of Mario, as Nintendo has stated in their recent tweet. Nintendo will also be releasing another video with Shigeru Miyamoto and Charles at some point.
Okay. That's cool. I like that those two have a really awesome relationship.
Yeah.
Well, that's about all I have now.
All right, cool.
Don't forget Starfield's coming out first week of September as well, if anybody wants to know.
RoboCop.
Yeah, Game Pass, you'll be able to get your hands on it.
Yeah. Well, so with Game Pass, they kind of put a caveat to it to where if you have it and you're only doing just the basic game, you still have to wait until the day that it comes out. But if you go with the $30 edition where you get the add-on bonuses to it, you'll be able to play it earlier. But that's only available on Xbox X and Xbox S. If you're playing Xbox One or original Xbox, that won't be available.
Also, if anyone is a Sniper Elite fan, I believe 2 days ago, they released Sniper Elite 5, the complete edition. So when you buy the game, you get the game and all of the DLC.
Cool.
Yeah, so.
All right, Shaw.
Spider-Man PS5 releases, I think, next week.
Yep.
All right, Shaw, let's pick back up, my friend. Shaw? Hello?
Did we break him?
Sorry. Real quick. Shaw, you with me?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Go ahead and
so-
pick back up, my friend.
Yeah, speaking of the PS5, we have a picture of the new PSP, picture number 5.
Yep.
Nope.
Why do they keep trying with this thing?
Yeah, I'm in agreement, man. Just stick to the home consoles.
They want to compete with the Switch.
Maybe they do. Or Steam. The Steam Deck.
I'm not saying it's a good thing.
Yeah.
It just looks like a phone with
Yeah.
a
That just
PlayStation 2 controller cut in half and glued together onto it.
like,
It's not pretty. It's not pretty.
how do you? That's not even portable. How do you put that in your pocket? Like, what do you do with it?
Maybe case. You'll probably get a Stratify case. Is what you'll probably get.
Like, it's kind of like a Wii U controller, but smaller.
You know.
I don't know. Those sticks are protruding out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Shaw, go ahead, man.
Yeah, the original was kind of ahead of its time, so.
True.
There's going to be a Babylon 5 animated movie coming out soon called Babylon 5 Road Home. Anybody interested in that?
It already came out. I haven't checked it out yet. I mean, I enjoyed Babylon 5, the series.
Leave it alone. The series was good. Leave it alone. Why, man?
Well, remember, William, the writers are on strike, so they have nothing new that they can put out at this point.
This is true.
So they're taking old
This
stuff
is
and
true.
just
Yeah, but
put it on the cutting board and
No,
chop it up.
No, my conspiracy theory is that Gordon Ramsay orchestrates these strikes
He's like
because
a
every
phone
time there's a
booth.
strike, he gets like 8 shows. Like,
Well,
Gordon,
it's reality TV. It's not.
yeah, every time there's a strike, Gordon Ramsay like shows up with a cape and he's like, "I've got 10 shows ready."
Gordon Ramsay's
No,
awesome.
I have 10
Talking
shows.
Gordon
I'll
Ramsay.
save you.
Now listen here, Ambrose. I gotta let you know that I have shows lined up, and if you continue to spoil all my fucking shows, I'm gonna come over there and slap you in your fucking face. Now, what
I
time's
really
Santa
want
calling
to. I want to
Maybe Gordon Ramsay
audition
become
for.
Irish.
I want to audition for Master.
Bad accent, I'm sorry.
I mean, I'm gonna audition for MasterChef and just make a can of SpaghettiOs so he can yell at me.
It's technically Ramsay's Scottish.
And somehow he's gonna say it's raw.
Yeah.
I just
All right,
open
so
the
go
can,
ahead, man.
not even heat it up.
All right,
Gordon
Shaw, go
Ramsay
ahead,
on
man.
TikTok. is great.
Yeah. All right. Picture number 6. Have the announcement of a Last Ronin video game.
That's gonna be awesome.
I gotta say, yeah, especially with it being focused on the one turtle left remaining, I think that'd be kind of cool. The only problem that I have is whenever you say TMNT co-op comes to mind. So,
Oh, that's a turtle?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I see it now.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like the last remaining turtle. I don't know if it's any of the 4 turtles that we know of. I think it's a 5th turtle that kind of picks up when all 4 are dead. And it's,
Secretly the girl turtle.
yeah.
It's Mikey.
The one that no one talks
Or the
about.
OG.
Yep.
No, it's Mikey. It's Mikey.
It is Michelangelo.
Yeah, Mikey the only one that lived.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dang.
You know why? Because he was out partying while the rest of them were working. Michelangelo was like, I don't want to work, man. I'm going to go to this
I don't-
party.
I don't
That's
know.
Everyone-
not the TMNT movie I want.
What, the one
Everyone,
with Mikey surviving?
Teenager bullcrap.
everyone's getting killed. Michelangelo's doing keg stands in like a frat house,
Damn.
you know, partying and eating pizza.
Couple of things real quick. I'm gonna let you read. I can't believe I read. Shaw, read that next one. I can't believe it.
Yeah. So apparently there is currently a Back to the Future musical on Broadway.
It tracks. They're putting everything on Broadway nowadays.
Yeah.
I mean,
Why?
I would like watching
Listen,
it.
Leave
like,
stuff
it's
alone,
But here's
man.
why. And
If
just
it
hear me
ain't
out on
broke,
this.
don't fit. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I mean,
Uh,
but
hold up,
following the
though.
plot of the
Evil
movie,
Dead?
every single one of those songs is going to be disturbing. I kissed my
Evil Dead
mom,
is-
and now I have to get her to bang my dad. Like, what are you going to sing about?
Oh, Danny's,
So-
Danny's happy to
Well,
see it.
okay,
Come on,
so
man.
the
I ain't
song,
mad.
I mean, they can do the soundtrack for it, like Power of Love,
Yeah.
Earth Angel. They can do those songs. That'd be perfectly fine.
Right. But here's the thing.
And I don't.
It
Go ahead.
makes sense because the generation that was raised up on that is our generation.
Yeah.
The generation that now has the disposable income that wants to kind of maybe see a live interpretation of it on theater on Broadway. They need stuff to because really how many of us are going to really want to go see things like Bye Bye Birdie or West Side Story? Like, we've probably already seen it in some capacity or another.
Well,
so now they're taking things that are more pop culture related that our generation would be familiar with, and they're putting it in Broadway to keep Broadway.
Man, I ain't mad at you, bro.
Here's the issue that I have with that, though. If that thing gets a lot of success, a remake is going to be pushed, and that's going to piss us off.
No, it won't.
Not necessarily.
They can't. They can't make a remake.
Dennis,
it's in both Bob Gale and Robert Zemeckis' contracts. No new Back to the Future films can get made unless Bob Gale and Robert Zemeckis give the okay, and they have both been emphatic in saying that it will never, ever happen.
Okay, so a remake is out of the question.
A remake is out of the question. Sequel is out of the question.
You don't think they'll ever make a sequel to it?
Nope.
No.
Not going to happen.
Okay.
I mean, they technically already made a sequel. It was in like the Telltale game.
Yeah, that was the closest thing they had to a sequel.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay. What else we got, Shaw?
We have the announcement of a new anime, picture number 7. This is an interesting one to me.
It's cool.
So we know that there's not going to be a season 2.
These are
depends how long they stretch season 1.
Unless it's about his son Brandon Lee.
What's
well, see, because he didn't make it to a sequel either.
Third season.
Yeah.
They didn't make it to a sequel.
What's with Bruce Lee's hair?
They could just Dragon Ball Z this and make it last 7 seasons. You know, there you go.
True.
Yeah, it takes him like 6 episodes to do a roundhouse kick.
Well, if any human could be a Force ghost, it could be Bruce Lee. So
that's the slowest roundhouse kick ever.
Well, you got to power it up, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Bruce Lee did.
Okay, this news, because I'm a fan, and I think you are too, man, bros. Percy Jackson and the Olympian series will be on Disney Plus on December 20th, with the 2-episode premiere followed by new episodes weekly. I love Percy Jackson.
I love the fact that it's getting a second chance. Hate the fact that Disney's doing it.
Yeah.
I got it. Yeah, they needed to kind of pick that up, especially with how they cliffhanged the second movie. Yeah, they need to.
I love Percy Jackson.
The movies weren't marketed well, so they didn't do well, and I thought the movies were really good.
I did too. I thought they got the cast done really well too.
I mean, it's not like they bombed like Alex Rider, but they didn't do really well.
So what you're saying is they did better than
on Prime, by the way, so great.
Love Percy Jackson.
But the fact that Disney's doing it, I don't know. There's going to be some sort of stupid variation to it, and it's just going to make me mad. Disney's giving me cancer.
All right, real quick, as we're on the tail end here, Ty, any comic book news you got for us today?
I would say I've been keeping up with the Fall of X, which has been, oh my gosh, so chaotic and just.
Is it Twitter again?
No, it's a lot of fun. It's basically in the situation that they're in is another kind of similar to like House of M, where we think all the X-Men have now been killed. In a situation where they sent them away, but we're going to learn that they're somewhere else.
Oh, Jean Grey's definitely dead.
But it's a lot of fun, a lot of cool stuff. They're pulling out a lot of like interesting characters. They're laying out spoilers for the future if people don't know about, but leading up to Stark and Emma Frost getting married. They're laying out the groundwork of that relationship, so that's kind of interesting to see.
Tony can't handle that.
I'm saying right now, they're going to turn that man's brain to mush.
Yep.
To be fair,
they're not reading their character Bibles, because to expect Tony Stark to willingly become Mr. Emma Frost, that is like so ridiculous.
Tony can't handle all that.
I just today read the Invincible Iron Man 8 and 9, which is laying out them like meeting and having this. And to be fair, it's working. It's working. In the comics, he's broken. He's fallen back in because he's in the situation he's in right now. Is his company has kind of been taken away from him. His tech is being turned into the new Sentinels. So now there is Stark Sentinels.
Saw that.
Yeah. So he has to now and all of his tech is now owned by someone else. So he has to give up his Iron Man suit. His best friend Rhodes has been now thrown in jail for a crime he didn't commit for murder. And Tony blames himself for it. Tony feels defeated, feels taken advantage of everything, and we see him actually debating on regressing and going back into the bottle.
Yes, get drunk and get revenge.
Well,
get drunk and get revenge.
He's falling into this, like, trying to figure out what to do. Emma Frost is trying to figure out what to do because she is under the belief that all the mutants on the planet have just been murdered. And so she's trying to figure out what to do next. She feels broken and defeated, like somehow she should have done more to save them. And so these two coming together over this grief situation is gonna maybe build up maybe not a healthy traumatic relationship, but it's gonna build a relationship that they're gonna make from it. So I don't know. It's cool. You'll see what you go.
God, if this is the thing, who's going to officiate this wedding? Hancock?
Why not?
I don't think Tony can handle that. I don't think Tony can handle Emma. This is going to be one short marriage.
Yeah. Well, I mean, isn't every Marvel marriage short? I mean, let's be fair.
I mean, yeah. Is marriage really the answer? I go with the get drunk and get revenge, and then go on a path to redemption route. But I mean,
there is a really cool line where Emma Frost is like, "What Tony? What do I do if they really are all dead? What do I do?" And he goes, he starts to walk away, and he goes, "Well, you're going to have to avenge them." And I'm like, "Oh, there you go."
See, this is what happens when you get rid of Frank Castle. People that have no business avenging things start avenging things, and you end up with things like weddings.
Frank Castle doesn't avenge; he revenge. That's what he does.
Right. And all be all.
No, and then the only other thing I would bring up, like the Health Bag out, super fun. Of course, the DC universe is still doing their Night Terrors. I feel bad that I haven't read it yet. I want to, but I've heard it's really good. And the Night Terrors, by the way, is part of their whole umbrella of Dawn of DC. I think it's what it's called right now. Because they had the last one was the Lazarus Planet, right? Lazarus Planet. And then now it's the Night Terrors. I don't know what the next one is. I have to look into what the next one is, but it's part of their 3-year arc of what they're doing. And then this Monday is going to be the 30th anniversary for Power Rangers. So their Boom Studios is re-releasing the first issue of their comic, but they're re-releasing it with a bunch of variant covers to showcase 30th anniversary.
That's cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of really cool ones. I think there's 10 variant covers altogether. Some of them have images of the actual cast from the show, but one of my favorite covers I love is the front cover is all of the villains from the show itself, but then you turn it around to the backside, and the backside is going to be all the villains that have been created through the comics.
Christ, I was in 4th grade.
Awesome.
But no, really cool way to celebrate, like I said, 30 years, and that's considered Power Ranger Day. So if you're trying to get some good deals on Power Ranger stuff, typically there's usually Amazon and other places will have stuff like that on sale. Actually, on Tuesday, Hasbro is going to be having I forget what they call them, their Hasbro Labs, when they have their meeting where people can go watch and stuff. They are going to be there's 3 items that they're going to be talking about, and if they get enough funding for it, they're going to do all 3 items. One, of course, is going to be the bow, Kimberly's bow. If they get enough people interested, they're going to do the battle axe, the power axe, I should say. And then the third item, which they're going to try and do, is going to be Tommy's Legacy Gold Morpher, which has I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Legacy Morpher, but it has all the coins from all of his previous years, because they created coins specifically so he can morph into anyone at any time.
I forgot what series that was that they did that episode on, but yeah, it was a really tight.
It was Ninja Steel.
Yeah, because he's in the middle of a fight with a clone of himself. The clone of himself morphs into Dino Thunder Black, and then in the source of 3, 4, 5 minutes, he morphs into every generation of Power Ranger he ever was with that same morpher.
Wow!
Middle of the fight too, which was awesome.
It's also in the Boom Studios comic. The Heart of the Dragon, I think, which was an amazing comic, which is basically the send off for Tommy.
Yeah.
But no, really cool morpher. Especially if you're a Power Ranger fan, it's going to be gold with some red plating to it, and then it's going to have all the coins for all 5, theoretically. Oh,
it was 5.
6. Well, 6.
It was 5.
Is this 5 or 6?
Yep. Nope. So he was green, white, red Zeo, red Turbo, and then black Dino Thunder.
Yeah. But and the white though, there's 2. There's the White Tiger, and then there's the Jedi Falcon.
Okay.
That's technically 1.
Yeah, I would consider it 1 because he had the same outfit for it.
Well, but there's different coins. That's all. The morph was all about the coins.
Okay.
So, That's right.
True. All right, guys. Shaw, go ahead and let's finish up, man.
Yes, sir. Next up, we got a release date for season 7 of Rick and Morty, picture number 1.
Hold on 1 second to get that for you.
Yep. October.
What you gonna do? What you gonna?
Is that supposed to be Bad Boys?
Yes.
Mhm.
Well, very clearly. Yeah.
Jesus.
Yep. That's what we're
Gonna do what you gonna do? No.
Crazy.
I don't like it.
Go ahead, Shaw.
Yeah. There's going to be an animated Scott Pilgrim versus the World movie.
Yes.
It'll be coming out on November 17th.
I think it's a show, isn't it?
I'm not sure. I think it's a show. Might be. I don't remember.
All the original cast coming back to voice them too.
I don't understand the appeal of that comic.
It's really
I like it.
I never personally.
I didn't say people don't like it. I just say I don't understand the appeal.
I think bringing it back though in an animation, it may actually get more love than it, because like the movie did well, but it kind of got more of a cult following than an initial following.
Especially after the movie was made.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm thinking maybe like bringing it back, if they do the right type of animation style for it, it's going to be more popular, because let's just face it, there are certain things you can't do with practical effects and even with CG to make them actually look good. You can do with animation.
Yeah, but it's probably going to be that crappy Steven Universe animation.
No, it looks like, from just the pictures and stuff, it looks like the original like cartoon, from the graphic novel.
Yep.
So they're not steering away from the original.
All right.
It's called Scott Pilgrim Takes Off. Is the name of the show. I don't know.
All right, and Shaw, we got one last piece of news.
Yeah, we just got a teaser trailer for Good Burger 2. What are y'all thoughts?
Did we actually get through the whole lineup?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't understand why we're getting a Good Burger 2.
Because Kel Mitchell needs money, Janae. That's why.
These are game changers. Helen Mitchell isn't like Harrison Ford, who can be like, "So, guys, I wrecked another plane and I need some money. We do another movie. Do we want Han Solo or Indiana Jones? Who can we pull out of the woodworks?"
I mean, I think it's more of a Kenan Thompson has a lot more pull than we realize he does, because he's been around forever.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, and I feel like it's kind of an I'm doing a favor for my friend project.
Speaking of which, it's Kenan's sitcom that he was supposed to be doing. And that was like the whole reason he was leaving SNL. What happened to that?
I think it got canceled. Because that came out with Young Rock a couple years ago, and I have not seen anything about it.
Yeah, me neither. All right, you guys, let's go around the room real quick, find out what everybody's doing this week. Janae, what you doing this week? Just
reposting my art challenge from 2 years ago on Instagram at JLEIXNB, and hoping to do some projects. We'll see how that goes.
Let me go with Kat. Kat, what you got going on this week?
You know, as always, make sure that you are subscribed to Geek News Now. We have a new show. It's not live, but it is from our folks that are bringing you the War of the Stars podcast. They have a show where he sits down with his daughter and is watching the Clone Wars, called Through the Eyes of a Child, to see her new reactions to it, since it's the first time she's watched it. Mondays, of course, we've got MCU Mondays here on YouTube at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Tuesday nights, you've got the Sith Dominion, also at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time here on Tuesday nights, where we talk about the dark side of Star Wars. Thursday, you are going to have Cantina Happy Hour, where they're going to be talking about Ahsoka. And then, of course, next Saturday, make sure you're right back here to check us out here on Geek Gauntlet. In the meantime, make sure you also hop over to geeknewsnow.net and check out some of the articles written by some of our writers. And probably more importantly, not just for us, but also for you, the fans, since we have discovered that over 60% of our viewers are coming to us from recommendations, it's not even coming to us from our subscribers. So if you want to make sure that you don't miss out on any of our shows or any of our content, make sure you go ahead and hit subscribe and then ring the bell. That way you are notified every time one of our shows goes live.
All right. Thank you for that, Cap. Appreciate you. Diamond, what you got going on this week?
I'm gonna decide on what game I should stream first on Twitch, and then continue pumping out more Yakuza and Mass Effect videos.
Cool. All right, Ando, what you got coming up, man?
Finally got my computer up and running. I don't know if you saw this week, but I was streaming Supercards. They are doing Twitch drops. So if you are playing WWE Supercards, you more than likely are aware that they are doing drops for staircases. The staircases are used to create rings. Rings are then used to give you action figure cards to better your deck for Supercards. If you want information, I should be streaming, I want to say tomorrow around noon. I'll give you the breakdown on it. Twitch.tv/Ando3818. Other than that, trying to survive, move forward, keep everything going in my life, unlike Ambrose up here, who just lets everything go chaotic. And I have cats who are jumping behind me, so whatever.
It's true.
All right, Ty, what you got going on, man?
Just since I'm a Power Ranger nerd, I'm going to be obsessed with some of the Power Ranger stuff this week. Other than that, though, Destiny just dropped last week their most recent season, so I'm getting back into Destiny again. Getting into the season of the witch, so gotta love that.
What's the new one that's coming out in February for Destiny 2?
Well, that's the big expansion. That's going to be the final shape, is what it's called.
Okay.
But right now, the season that's going on, to start is the season of the witch, and then in September, the next expansion is like, I forget what it's called, but it has to do with Crota again. So
okay. Yeah, because the new one in February is where they get Keith David to replace the guy who passed away, right?
It's legendary actor Keith David. Show some respect.
Remember how I said about your life falling apart?
So, yes, that I believe that is when he's going to be taking over, because I believe they have all of his voice clips all the way up until then.
Yep.
All right, cool. And last but not least, Shaw, what you got coming up, man?
Oh, what am I, chopped liver?
Let me get to you.
You said last but not least.
Give me a second.
You're the least.
because I'm taking you in a different direction.
Oh.
All right, so go ahead, man.
All right, well, I'm going to be watching
Twist that really well there.
I have a filler list, so I'm going to be watching that.
Okay, so Ambrose, I want you said something in our chat earlier about Twitter. And where GNN is on Twitter. Where is Twitter at in terms of subscribers?
Well, we are at, let me see. Let me pull up the old dialing machine here. We are at 1,488 followers right now.
There you
So
go.
we 12 away from
12 away from 1,500.
All right, y'all. I need everybody to come through. We need everybody to come through from my boy Ambrose.
I should share it on my TikTok.
We need 12. 12, just a measly 12.
We don't need to stop at 12.
Yes.
We can keep going.
Yes, but we need at least 12. Yes. I hope my boy Ambrose out. And what you got coming up this weekend, bro?
I wrote a piece on the writers and actors strike. I took no sides, and I pretty much, skewered everybody. So I'm pretty sure everybody hates me right now.
That's new because
I took no side. I took no sides and took no prisoners. Tomorrow I will begin my morning because the baseball playoffs are approaching. So I'll begin my morning with a healthy laugh at the Seattle Mariners' existence.
I'm sorry. Hold on. Who won 15-2 today against the Royals?
I don't know. Against the Royals. Okay. Anyway, they haven't even won 50 games yet. Okay, so I have the piece going on. If you'll have me, I will be on the sports report with you. I plan on being there if you have room for me on Monday at 10.
Of course.
And last but not least, tomorrow I will be on another channel. Look up Comics and Cosmetics on YouTube. It's a fun game. We play Comics Redacted. There's going to be about 7 of us. She takes scenarios involving superheroes, and we play Cards Against Humanity with them and get drunk. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So tune in. It's a blast. It's, we just cut loose, have a couple of cocktails, and put superheroes in very, very questionable scenarios. So tune in. And that's about all I've got.
All right, you guys. If there's nothing further, I want to thank everybody out in TV land, everybody in the chat, everybody who joined me tonight. I do appreciate all of you being here tonight. It's been fun. And we'll do this all once again next week, Saturday night, 10 p.m. Eastern time. Please tune in for the Geek Gauntlet podcast. For myself and the crew, we'll see it again next week. Y'all have a good one.